when I go into music, my approach is really just being able to make something that the listener can just necessarily feel, because I'm the type of person where if I can't like feel something or relate to something or even get some type of emotion from it, then I automatically don't like it. So that's my goal. It's like when I go in to make something, I'm thinking to myself, what do I feel from this? How do I want the listener to feel, and what elements can I use to really enhance that? And for me, feeling good is really, I've moved into a point where it's more so just about being authentic with like, whatever you're dealing with. So if you're feeling great, go ahead and feel great. If you're feeling terrible, just go ahead and feel terrible, and not masking like what you're actually going through. Since I don't really know like formal music theory, I listen for things that I like, and so I listen to a lot of like Erykah Badu, Sade, Frank Sinatra, just like a lot of different stuff growing up, and so that kind of shaped my ear and towards like what I enjoyed, which happens to be a lot of extensions and jazz elements. So that I just put those things into my music whenever I heard it, and then people would come up to me and they'd be like, Jodi, that feels great. Like, I hate happy music, but that music right there, that's it. I like this. I don't really come from a place where it's like feel good vibes all the time or positivity only. I really come from a place where it's like, what's up? What you going through? How you feeling? And then people just feel my energy from that, and they're like, that makes me feel great. So it's more of an authentic thing and not some type of fabrication. Because I look at music as more of a reactive thing, so I'm not like trying to force something into existence. Like, I listen, even if there's nothing there, then usually I hear something and then I'm like, okay, let's start with that. And then I mess around with that, and then we see where we go. We just keep listening, or I just keep listening for more and more things until that becomes a song itself. And it's not always listening to music. Sometimes I'll watch movies, sometimes I'll just be watching YouTube videos, or I'll just be practicing piano for a while, and I'll hear something that sparks an idea that I'm just like, we gotta take that as far as we can take it. Everybody is really unique. No two people are alike, like between all of us, but we are all able to mesh really well because we like doing things that are not only different, but things that just get you excited. Like when we hear things that we like, that type of stuff that makes you just get up and start running around and screaming like, oh my God, did you hear that? Run that back, like really quick. Like we love things like that because we're genuinely fans of music itself and just art in general. So we're able to derive from a lot of the same influence, and then there's also a lot of things that we dislike. So we're aware of our differences, and because of that, we're able to build off of each other creatively, and we're honest with each other. We're like, oh, that's cool, that's not cool. Why don't you try this? And we're always keeping an open mind when creating things. It's really convenient having friends that are always around and always trying to make something. Even when I'm not trying to make something, then it's kind of cool because they're just like, hey, let's go make something now. I'm like, I really don't feel like it. So they'll just build up shop around me and I'll just be surrounded by music. I'm like, well, guess we're making something. And then my whole mood just changes instantly. And I just love to look at the way that artists that are way bigger than me, how they operate, how they present themselves, how they present their music, how like the type of content that they post, like trying to take notes. I'm thinking, what did they do to get from where I am to where they are? Because a lot of the things that they do are not necessarily in the interviews, and you just kind of have to look at how they live their life. So I'm like constantly studying, and I find it. I'd say I definitely want to take it to the stars and back. This is definitely something that I'll be doing for the rest of my life as a career. I love to be able to tour the world, connect with a lot of different individuals, just really live the music life to the fullest and be able to enjoy it to the fullest and create with as many like similar-minded people as possible, just to be able to just create something beautiful and put it into the world. Right now, it's pretty much my only focus because like I freelance. I do freelance videography on the side, and that pays the bills. But the rest of the time, I'm like all music. So all chips are in. It's like my favorite thing to do. So I tend to make things that I like to hear. So when I hear things that I like, I don't usually hold myself back being like, that's not my genre, or that's not something that I make. It's typically just, can I make that? You like that? You want to try that? Let's do it. So anything that I hear, I imagine that my music will change a ton over time. Just looking back to like 3 years ago, it's changed so much. So I never really know what's coming next. when you're making music or when you're trying anything that's in a creative field, nobody has to care. So I wake up thinking to myself, like, nobody cares about who I am or what I'm doing. And then that helps me to realign myself and think to myself, like, hey, if you want to get this done, that's on you. You have to make sure that I have to put in the work and that I'm really driving this home, because if I don't, nobody else is going to stand behind my vision or what I want to do. So it's like, why should they care? Like, I have to make people care, and that's cool with me. When I started making music, it was really, at first it was for myself, because I would always hear things that I liked, and I was thinking to myself, what would happen if I tried this instead? And then, so when I actually started making music, I was able to try the things that I was curious about. And when it came to a point where I decided that I wanted to do it as a career, as a passion, it really became about connecting with people, because that's what I've come to realize is my favorite thing. When I first started making music, I didn't even want to perform. I just wanted to put the stuff on the internet and just leave it. But as I've been performing more and more, I've been realizing how beautiful people are and how everybody has their own individual story, and somehow they're able to connect through music, which is the universal language. So now I make music to kind of soundtrack people's lives, if you will. Like, that's one of my goals. I have to fall in love with the process. And by falling in love with the process, each of the parts that usually irritate me, I start to appreciate more and more, because it's about that journey, not necessarily the outcome. Like, if I love making music, I'm gonna love playing the keys, I'm gonna love editing the notes, I'm gonna love retracking vocals. I'm gonna make myself love every part of that just because I claim that I love music, and I do. Something that I'm really starting to realize is that when you're starting a new creative field, or just anything creative at all that you don't have experience in, just be prepared to suck. I'm the type of guy where naturally I'll just want to be good at something, and if I'm not good when I start, my first inclination is like, I want to quit. I'm like, this isn't my thing, this is clearly a sign. But that's not how most really cool things in life work. You have to grind for it, you have to just work really hard to get better at it. And once you go in knowing that this is a learning experience and you're not about to be the greatest in the world in that field, it makes it so much easier. All the pressure is off of your shoulders, and you can just treat every new thing like a new discovery. I can always do better. If I were to be super critical, I would say that I'm not happy with where I am and what I've done so far. But if I'm going to be truly honest, I'm really thankful for the opportunities that I've been able to have so far, and the places that music's been able to take me, because I've been able to travel doing it. I've been able to meet really, really cool, once-in-a-lifetime people through music, and I've been able to have experiences that a lot of people haven't been as fortunate to have. So going into it with that mindset, like, one day I'll be even better, and I'll just keep improving, because that's my goal every day. But looking back at what I've been able to do because of music, it's a blessing. I look at 2020 as a year of growth. Well, the rest of 2019 and 2020, it's going to be a year of growth. Exponential growth at that. So there's just going to be a lot of what's been going on, but on a huger, I don't want to say it, but grander scale. If you are intrigued by what you've heard today, please feel free to check me out, as well as the Grand Council, on all of the social media platforms at the GrandAce, which is TheGrandAce. And if you want to hear the music, feel free to check me out on all major streaming platforms at GrandAce. Don't know if there's room, slow down. Oh, there, slow down. We're in a world.